and thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to our first alumni workshop. My name is Jelena Bojic, and I'm a Director of Community Relations with Concordia University of Edmonton. My role is focused on fundraising, as well as building relationships with community and corporate leaders, alumni, and all other CUE stakeholders. Our office is involved in communicating Concordia news, events, and activities to all CUE alumni who are subscribed to our newsletter, and we work closely with Concordia Alumni Association to plan events and other engagement opportunities. Today's session is focused on career services, and we'll hear from Shannon Coyne, Career Services Advisor, as well as we'll first hear from Danyliuk, who's the President of our Alumni Association. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, thank you for having me, Jelena and Shannon. Just a little introduction to the Alumni Association. So the Alumni Association is a volunteer organization connected to the Concordia University of Edmonton, but separate. And so we work really closely with CUE on events and connecting with alumni in order to foster those connections and that sense of spirit and that sense of togetherness with the community of Concordia. So, so most of what we do is put on events and connect with our alumni and try and provide value through networking opportunities. There's some discounts that we have through some connected businesses. And really, at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is keep people connected with Concordia. So we currently have a few opportunities. If you're interested in them, I'll put an email address in the chat, and you can always reach out to me and discuss the opportunities that we have with the Alumni Association right now. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ryan. Now I'd like to, I should mention that today's session is being recorded, so those who couldn't join today can still view the workshop. It will be on the alumni page of the website, so concordia.ab.ca/alumni relations. And now I'd like to introduce our speaker. So it's my pleasure to welcome Shannon Coyne. Shannon is the Career Services Advisor at Concordia University of Edmonton. She has been helping students and young professionals prepare and navigate their careers for the past 3 years. She has training in coaching, career development, and designing learning, along with a BA in political science and German language and literature. She is passionate about applying coaching and strength-based counseling to career development contexts. Over to you, Shannon.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, Jelena, and thank you, Ryan, for sharing about the CAA. I'm just going to share my screen with you all so we can get started on the presentation. Just one moment. Perfect. So I'd just like to confirm that everyone can see the presentation slides. Wonderful. Okay, then I'll get started. As Jelena kindly mentions, my name is Shannon Coyne, and I'm the Career Services Advisor at Concordia University of Edmonton. Today we'll be providing just an overview of the different types of services available through career services, specifically for alumni. Hopefully this will provide a little bit of insights for the different type of help that you can continue to receive even when you're not a student at Concordia University of Edmonton. So some of you may have utilized career services in the past, either when you're a student or sometime in your journey as an alumni. But on the screen here, you can see a comprehensive list of the different types of supports that I can provide. Typically, these supports are based around career exploration, so learning more about career paths that are available to you, as well as creating action plans for how you can advance and design a career that suits your goals and your life best. A part of this is, of course, job search strategies, which I think is one of the more common questions that I get from both students and alumni, where I can help students and alumni work through different strategies that they can apply to their work search. This is, I think, especially relevant right now due to the economic and labor market struggles due to COVID-19. but it also applies to at any point throughout your careers. If you're ever considering a career transition later on after you've been working for a while, career services are still here to help you. A part of that help might also include cover letter and resume feedback. I could also review portfolios and LinkedIn pages to provide some feedback about how you are presenting yourself and your brand in a professional way online. One of my favorite services actually is to help out with interview preparation, and this includes mock interviews, so practice interviews. Right now, this would of course be done virtually, so for any of you who might be hoping to land an interview soon but are a little bit nervous that it'd have to be either a video call or phone call, you can actually arrange a practice session with me where I will select some different questions that are likely to be asked to you based on the industry that you're applying to, and we can practice moving through the interview process and provide some feedback to you so you can bring your most confident self into your actual interview. For those of you who are considering applying to graduate programs, I do also provide support in preparing for MMIs, or multiple mini interviews. These are a specific type of interview used by some professional programs such as medicine or physical therapy. So you're welcome to reach out if you know that you're going to have to go through the MMI process, and we can practice that together. Another aspect of the career services portfolio is getting involved with networking, mentorship, and volunteer opportunities. Right now, these opportunities are centered around supporting students, but they can be a really great way for alumni to develop professionally and develop mentorship and leadership skills, even if they're not in leadership roles yet. But I'll speak to that a little bit later in the presentation. So if you're interested in engaging in any of these types of services, there's a few different ways that you can work with career services. The most common way is through appointments, which are virtual right now, in which we would discuss your career goals or the problem that you're facing, or we could review specific documents such as resumes and cover letters to help you feel more comfortable in your job search. Alumni are also welcome to join any workshops that are held for students. So every semester I hold job search workshops focusing on resume, cover letter, and interview prep respectively, and alumni are welcome to join in on those. We are also planning to hold some career-specific alumni workshops in the coming year. So if you are interested in either the student or alumni-centered workshops, keep an eye on the alumni newsletter to find out specific dates and topics. The last option is email advising. So this is a little bit of an alternative option. It's less preferable than having an actual video or phone appointment, but I recognize that many of our alumni are professionals who are working standard 9 to 5 hours and are not able to make appointments in the same hours that appointments are available at Concordia University of Edmonton. So if this is the case, or if you're simply in a different time zone, you're still encouraged to reach out to career services and simply ask for some assistance through asynchronous email advising, in which we could have a conversation back and forth over email, or I would share resources that might be helpful to you, or even have some voice recordings to kind of simulate that type of conversation and coaching experience that you would not normally find in an actual live appointment. This leads us to a quick review of what you could expect from a career advising appointment with career services. All appointments and conversations that you have with me are confidential, and I work really hard to make sure that career services offers a safe space for students and alumni. So it's judgment-free. I totally recognize that careers can be a bit of a difficult and sensitive conversation to have. So whenever you're engaging with me, whether it's over email or video chat, it is a safe space where I withhold any and all judgments, and it's a very compassionate type of advising. I do also make sure to focus on strengths-based advising, which is basically the idea that rather than focusing specifically on the problem, we work together to solve the problem or obstacle that you're facing in your career while focusing on your strengths and the unique skill set and experiences that you bring into the situation and into your career. This is all a part of the idea that rather than the traditional type of advising that might be provided, I try to integrate a coaching model into my advising whenever possible. For those of you who aren't familiar with coaching, it's nothing too scary. It's simply the idea that you are the person who is best equipped to solve your own problems. And I'm here to support that, to provide resources and any career-specific knowledge in order to support you in solving your own career dilemma or problem that you're trying to work through within the career space. I do also work with international students and alumni, so I do make sure to integrate intercultural competencies into my advising. But it is important to note that all of my advice and coaching is specifically targeted for a Canadian context. So for example, resumes typically differ based on the country to which you're applying for the job. So if I were to apply for a job in Germany, for example, my resume would have a different formatting and different requirements than if I were applying for a job based in Canada. So if you are interested in applying for international opportunities, you're still welcome to reach out to me for some general feedback, but it's always advisable to make sure that you do some specific research on that geographic region. Either way, any type of feedback that you're getting regarding your resume and cover letter from Career Services is evidence-based. So in other words, if you're a bit unsure about the feedback that you're providing, you can always ask why, and I will give you an answer. And I'll also be really clear if something is simply my preference rather than an evidence-based decision for your feedback. Also, I am very aware that there are different boundaries for my scope of practice. So I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a counselor, I'm specifically trained in career development and not other mental health services. So as needed, I'd be happy to provide referrals to community service. So that leads to the question, since you know the types of appointments and services that are available, how does this specifically benefit alumni? Primarily, Career Services does focus in on supporting work search and career transitions. However, there's a lot of different skills and components that go into this. So for instance, in order to have a very strong resume and cover letter, it's really important for you to be able to identify and articulate your professional skills. So in other words, through working with Career Services, sometimes students and alumni find that they're able to more clearly articulate the skills and the value that they can bring to employers. And that's through those coaching conversations that you might have in an appointment. However, there's another side to this as well, which is that through working with Career Services, you may find that you're able to really identify what your workplace values and needs are so that you have more of a targeted work search. So you're able to look at specific environments and industries that might best suit you throughout your employment journey. And also, if you're currently in a role, have a discussion about whether a career transition is the best option for you at this time. And of course, a part of this is also exploring career options and gaining further occupational information from reliable sources rather than just hearsay, and also enhancing your job applications and your job search strategies. As I had mentioned before, we do also offer some networking and professional development opportunities for alumni through participating in different networking events, such as panels, in which we try to incorporate professionals in a Q&A or moderated conversation in which students can ask questions about different career paths. And these types of services are directly supposed to serve the needs of students in exploring different career options, but I found that they're also a very good option for our alumni who want to practice public speaking skills and network within the community and stay connected to CUE. So if you are interested in any of those types of opportunities, please feel free to reach out to me. This is an area that Career Services is actively trying to grow, but at this moment in time, we don't have any specific programs and formalized programs. But please reach out to me if you're interested in getting involved in any professional development or mentorship opportunities in partnership with our students. So before we wrap it up and move into the Q&A, probably one of the more important aspects that I'd like you to leave here with is how to get in touch with me. So the best way to reach out to Career Services right now is through email. So if you email careerservices@concordia.ab.ca, that's the best way to get in touch with me. You can also call the number on the screen to contact me, but as I'm currently working remotely, email is the best way to have a quicker response. Please note that for the time being, we're only offering virtual appointments, but you can keep an eye on the alumni newsletter for any updates if that changes anytime soon. And please note that all appointments are free of charge. Once you're a part of Concordia University of Edmonton, you're really a part of the community, and any services available to students are available to alumni as well. So please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm really passionate about working with young professionals and alumni in their careers. It's something that I really enjoy, and I really hope to hear from you soon. Okay, Jelena, I'll pass it over to you if we want to get started to see if there's any questions.
Thank you so much, Shannon. This was really wonderful and very informative. Yes, it's open to Q&A, so if anyone has a question, feel free to unmute and speak. We were going to use the chat feature, but I think we can talk as well, so please go ahead. Looks like you covered everything, Shannon.
One thing that I'll note as well is if you'd like, I can share these slides so you can get the email and all of that, so you know exactly how to reach me if you have any questions afterwards.
That would be great. All right, well, thank you all for attending today. Oh, sorry, we have...
Oh, sorry, I guess I had a question. I guess, so, hi Shannon, we talked over email. And you gave me some great help with my resume, so thanks. I'm in one of Concordia's, like I graduated I have 2 degrees. So I have a BA and then I have an after ed degree from Concordia. And to be honest, I don't have I love teaching, but I don't have good things to say about the teaching job market because the teaching job market is absolutely flooded. So it's really hard. So do you have anything to say about identifying alternative career options for something that was kind of specific? Most people go into their ed degrees expecting to teach, and to be honest, that's super untenable at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for bringing that up, Bobby. I'm also, first of all, I'm really glad that you're able to attend today. I was happy when I saw that you logged on. This is actually a pretty common question, not just about teaching, but other more specific professional degrees. And it is definitely really challenging, and it's hard when you work for 4 years or for 2 years in an after degree to pursue this profession that you're really passionate about. But something to keep in mind is that while you are being specifically trained to be certified in a specific area, you're still qualified to work in a lot of different career paths and occupations. So for example, a teacher has a lot of really transferable skills such as project management, communication skills, research skills, writing, a whole bunch that can be applied to different occupations and industries. When you're identifying alternative career paths, I think one of the most important things is, first of all, to acknowledge those skills and to be able to articulate them, but also to identify different types of work environments that you might consider working in. So for example, someone who's pursuing teaching, let's say in a science-specific subject material, might still be very interested in working with kids in a nonprofit for environmental conservation, for example. So you're still using those teaching skills, you're just kind of shifting the environment. And this doesn't necessarily mean that you would have to be in a teaching role, but thinking about the different alternative workplaces, industries, and topics that you would be most interested in is really key. But we can also schedule a full appointment for us to talk one-on-one about that as well. Does that help, Bobby?
That does. Can you tell I teach online? I'm like nonverbal. I'm like, great, this is good. Thanks.
Yeah,
Spend so much of my day on.
Yeah, we're all learning some really strong virtual skills right now.
Any other questions for Shannon? Nope. All right. Well, thank you all for attending today. So please stay tuned. As we said, this is our first workshop we planned, and we're hoping to plan many more. You will receive, we will be sending out a survey, so please fill it out to help us plan next sessions to make sure that we're finding the right topics and the right speakers that you want to hear from. And in closing, I'd just like to thank you all for attending. We're here to help you connect with other alumni, create new professional contacts, and support your career. So please stay connected, join us at these events, follow us on social media, connect with Ryan and Concordia Alumni Association or with the Community Relations Office. We look forward to hearing from all of you. Thank you all and have a great evening.
Thank you.